Vishnu, I think if you have pinned yourself, if you can unpin, it will be, I think, only Akka and Pooja interacting. Just check on that once.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another wonderful session of Ignite, where we are walking through so many various topics among all the beautiful youth of ours, going through life, navigating through emotions, and sharing our journey together. Today, with us on the session, we have a really amazing speaker and dynamic personality, none other than Patri. Yes, I do have a list of things where I can share about Paripatri's accomplishments and achievements. But I want to put that aside for a minute and I need to tell you why I really look up to her as a person and as a mentor. Yes, she is the youngest daughter of Patriji, and she had that influence of meditation, not only from her father, but her mother and elder sister as well. But just like any of us, she was a rebellious teenager during her teenagers. And she did go into corporate sector, work as a corporate girlie, and just like the girl next door, and then realize the importance of meditation that actually did shape her life. So, yes, there were external factors which triggered her to get into meditation, and there were other set of external factors which made her believe that meditation is not true and there is nothing, as what we call about manifestation, self love, true abundance. But today, she is a conscious person who is consciously choosing to believe in this, to make this not only a part of her life, but trying to inspire all the people around her. And she is a happy married woman and has kids of her own. And she's actively involved in all the activities going in Finance PSSM. So I think any other accomplishments what she has done can be put on the shelf like her trophies. But this is something I really look up to her as the girl next door, and this is something I feel like every person can relate to her. So Paryaka, I really welcome you for today's session as one of our speakers. It's great to have you here. And as a host, I've been really looking forward to have this opportunity of hosting you myself. So heartily welcome. Okay, I'm sorry, Akka, you're on mute.
It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm always excited to be on the Paima platform.
That is so lovely to have you finally here with us, and I'm really grateful that you actually took out time from your schedule to be here with us, specifically for the youth that is listening out there. I think this session is going to be really amazing, and I'm excited to start this with you.
Me too.
All right. So before I could dive in the topic and everything, like I just explained, you did go through all the phases of your life of being influenced because of your family into meditation and then that rebellious phase. Uh, I think how do you think uh, the duty of a youth is towards themselves? Because when I say I'm 18 years old, my first duty is voting for the country. That is my first duty when I turn 18. So, what is the duty a youth should do for themselves first when they, begin in this journey, like the early teenagers and everything? What is the thing, must think for them?
Wow, that's a intense question you started with, which I love it always. Duty. The word duty comes, of course, the everyday as a not only as a teenager, as a daughter, son, or whatever, that we always have the duty towards the family for sure. But also, what I would say is, I would call it as dharma. Choose. It's important to choose our dharma. What is our dharma? What is that we are? and every person's dharma is different. It can be different, it doesn't have to be the same thing. For me, of course, my dharma today is, or even back as a teenager, is for sure it is um, to have fun for sure, but also definitely is to be committed to whatever you choose your dharma to be. Commitment, I feel, is a very important in order for us to succeed in anything, or be happy in anything. Whatever we choose to do, get a great body workout, be committed to it. Choose to play cricket, be committed to it. Choose to become a volunteer, be committed to it. Whatever you choose, whatever is your, you feel like your duty is, or whatever you choose as your dharma, be committed to it. So it is the freedom is to choose whatever dharma you want. Back at the time, I was only looking to like have fun, and I was committed to that as well. So I feel, so my I would strongly suggest is to, what is your dharma, choose your dharma, choose your duty. And as a child, I mean, again, as I said, with your family you always have that duty. That is not something that you do extra. That is like taken, you've already signed up for it before you came onto this earth. Before you came onto this earth, you have already signed up with your parents, like, okay, this is what my role is, this is what I'm going to do with your family. So it is not something extra we are doing. That is what is we signed up for. But other than that, what is that your dharma? If you want to become an IAS officer, be committed to it. So commitment is what I would focus on. Whatever you choose, be committed. Don't get distracted, because it's so easy to get distracted. And how do you manage that? That is the part, I guess, why we are here talking about meditation.
Uh, I think the first point really is important to have fun.
Mm.
Because, like, okay, when you're a teen, you're having fun, you don't have to worry about anything else. You're only just focused about getting good grades in your college and like, whatever. And then comes the phase where you're facing the world and you feel like, oh my God, I have to get the job, I have to do this. And I think most of the youth tend have this tendency of giving up on their inner child because they're so focused on, okay, I need to make money, or I need to impress my partner, or I have to go on that trip because the fear of missing out. That is when
Yeah.
the fun is attached to external factors rather than simply being present in the movement. So, if you can just tell us how important it is to be attached to that inner child, mainly, and stay in sync with ourselves throughout the ups and downs of life, I think that will be great for all of us.
I mean, see, I'll go back to my teenage stuff. When I was at that time, there was never this concept, ki I have to look at my inner child, or this, that, and all. I will keep it very simple. Just don't take yourself so seriously. And that concept of not taking myself so seriously came from the book Many Masters, Many Lives. When I read Brian Weiss, I was like probably 12 years old or 10 years old. When I got understood the concept of life after death, reincarnation, past lives, that kind of opened up a lot of doors as a girl who was entering her teenage, that life doesn't end here. When I know that life doesn't end here, when relationships doesn't, it doesn't mean that, okay, if I like, say, Vishwa, and he is out of reach, I can't get to him. But I had, at that time, just because of the concept of life, past lives, or reincarnation, I had a kind of a knowing, a liberated knowingness, that If he is meant to be with me, he will come back. If I was, if it is designed, if I have designed, not some god has designed, if I have designed it that way, it is going to happen, things, it's going to come back to me. So there was a kind of uh, thinking based not on fear but on abundance, because of the soul science. Every every problem, every all this fear of FOMO, missing out, not being enough, not valued enough, all of this comes because of our ignorance of not knowing who we are and the science. So when we know this concept that everything is designed by us, everything is happening as per plan, I'm exactly at the right place at the right time. When you have this knowing deep within, there is no more fear of missing out. Let people post whatever they want to do on their Instagrams. Let them have fun. But you are on the right path. You are exactly with the people that you are meant to be. So that, so because of that book, my teenage, or that I was able to, you know, cross that time with a much more of grounding. So soul science is the answer of all the suffering that we go through. That's just because of our ignorance.
Yeah, I am able to make a map in my mind about whatever things you're trying to tell me. And you just spoke about freedom and abundance. I feel like there's a lot of connection between freedom and abundance. And like people talk about, oh my God, I don't have an option. I have to go. I have to do this. I'm so tired from work. Here comes again the word of mindset, and I think freedom, abundance, mindset, we are like, this is what we are talking about mainly today, are very deeply interconnected. And the way I look at it right now is like, okay, I'm so tired of work. Instead of saying that, we can actually shift our perspective, saying, I'm so blessed that I get to work and I'm tired because of my work.
Yeah, absolutely. And absolutely, the shifting of perspective shifts everything. Um, I just feel sometimes, just having a bathroom is such a blessing. Back in the early in the 1900s, you don't even have a bathroom. Just having a bathroom, an attached bathroom, you can just go anytime without having to worry, is such a blessing. So there's always something grateful, that and it's so such a grateful time to be in this world, in on this earth planet at this time. Because I'm just doing my here essential oils, or I was just showing Prithvi the crystals and all. If I talk about this in 1800s, my head would be taken off, like I would be beheaded.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's such a great blessing that we are able to talk what we want, we are able to do, and that's a privilege. That's not something taken for granted. So when we understand this, see with that perspective, it becomes a great joyful ride just to enjoy this timeline that we are in. I mean, I also feel like, I'm like total, like you might think I'm like a mad woman or a witch or whatever. But I feel like, okay, if I time travel back to say 1700 or 1600, and I'm talking what I'm talking, I would be like totally out of place. I would be like totally out of sync, and they would be probably putting me in jail or something, just because the way we talk. So now we are in the exactly the right timeline, the right place that we were meant to be, to do what we want. Why? What is there to complain about? I mean, there's everything that we need. Yes, of course, it may not be the ideal situation, like you are not, right now, but enjoying that process. I see that as before picture, before and after picture. So if you don't enjoy the before picture, there is no after picture. So even enjoying the before picture, that journey, that noticing, because after that you're gonna share that story, and everybody is gonna enjoy that story. So why not work on that story now and enjoy it, That's as you said, Pooja, is so true. It's just a shift of perspective, I think. And even as a teacher, even every day, I feel like, sometimes as a mother, I get so sometimes like, oh my gosh, I have to do so much, with the children. I have to take care. I'm not able to do what I want. Again the complaint, and again I think about, oh my gosh, I waited so long to have this, and now I'm complaining. What is wrong with me? So perspectives, I totally agree.
And like I also believe that like as you grow up, like in your early toddler age, and like before the age of 10, we all dream about like having a unicorn as a pet, or riding a dragon, all these kind of imaginary stuff. And then we enter this teenage where a lot of things change. So this change also talks about the change in our mindset and perspective as well, which I think is really beautiful. And I feel that, okay, now at the age of 28, I know that, okay, if I see someone who is struggling, I sometimes feel the urge of, okay, let me go and help my younger brother or younger sister and help them. So I think this perspective point of knowing that, like, yeah, this is what can be done, or again, the mindset is really important for everyone at their own age. And
Hmm.
being there just to, guide someone if you can is also really important. And guiding them in the right way is also important, is what I feel.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Can I get a tissue paper? Yeah. Absolutely, guiding is important, and and sometimes when we go through the same thing, we feel like, oh, you know what, I went through the same thing, I don't want you to go through the same thing, and we kind of guide them. But at the same time, they may not understand where we come from, and sometimes they have to go through their own journey, and it's okay to have them go through their own journey. It's okay to have them fail. It's okay to have them make mistakes, their own mistakes. Thank you. Yeah, it's all fine, because that's how they learn. That's how we've learned. I mean, when did we listen to anyone else when we were at that age? So
Yeah.
so it's always, you definitely give suggestion when you're asked, definitely advise when you're asked. um but I feel like everybody has their own learning, everybody has their own journey. And if they want to listen, that's great, but if they don't want to, that's okay too. It's okay to make mistakes. I remember I don't think my father ever guided me in anything. In fact, I had to fall, get up, learn, make my mistakes. And I had to go through all of that. I was never guided. I probably should be angry about that, but I was never guided in anything. um in whatever, whether it is, whether it is a teenage stuff. Sometimes I get mad at my mom, like, why didn't you tell me about periods? You never told me. I This is such a new thing to me. um and I was like, I was mad at her. But now I think with us being more open with talking about it, it's it's a different time that we can now impart more education before. Yeah.
Speaking of that, I actually got a question now. Okay. You just spoke
Mhm.
about being being okay if you see somebody else failing, and most importantly, this also talks about I have to be okay if I fail, and I have to be have that empathy towards myself, and forgive myself for all the past mistakes that I have done. So, like, how do you suggest one can heal from their own things? Where, like, I feel like, oh my God, I was such a stupid girl. I didn't do that. I didn't do this. They need to get out of this guilt shaming themselves and actually move forward. So,
Mhm.
just if you can tell us how we could do that, would be great.
So we're talking about self sabotaging. How do we stop self sabotaging? So,
Yes.
yeah, I mean, it is pretty natural to put ourselves down because it's easy to put ourselves down rather than other people. And we do this constantly to ourselves, which brings our energy low. Understanding that do not own this body. Again, I'm going back to the soul science. This is where everything comes from. When we understand that we do not own this body, this is a rented property that you only have for certain timeline. You are occupying this space, this physical body, and when you understand that, then you start treating it with respect, as you treat others with respect. And if you don't treat it with respect, that is how it's going to respond to you. um Even saying like, I don't like this hair, like I mean, that's a common thing. I don't like my legs, I don't like my you know hair or skin or whatever. You're actually projecting, you're rejecting something that you got, something that you chose for yourself. Before we come onto this world, we have chosen this body, we have chosen who we are, we have chosen our fears, we have chosen our family, we have everything based on our frequency. But you also have the choice to shift it, to change your body to whatever, to in the sense like how it looks like, the way you project the energy. And it all starts from your thinking, from your beliefs about yourself and how you talk to yourself. So the moment you start self sabotaging or insulting your own body or disrespecting your choices, disrespecting your own choices, it takes away the trust from within. The muscle of intuition goes smaller, because any muscle, if we don't use, it starts dying out. Any muscle in our body, in our brain. If you don't work on your biceps, you don't have biceps. The muscle doesn't build. In the same way, if you don't trust your choices, trust is a very big word. Trust your own, you made a choice, you don't trust, you don't respect it. Of course, it's gonna create the repercussions. Also, I'm gonna say, okay, I'm gonna run from tomorrow every day, but I don't get up. It's okay. Every day is a new day. You start again. You start, but at some point you will be successful. So I make a choice that, okay, today, but at least a thought came. Every time the thought comes, it gets intensified and you will do it. But of course, being mad at yourself, being being guilty for that doesn't help. That only brings the morale down. That only brings think about your body as a team. If you keep constantly complaining about your team, oh guys, you didn't do it, you didn't do it, the team is not going to work with you. So think of your body,
Right.
think of your mind as a team that is working with you for your goals. So if you want your team to work with you, you can't be guilt complaining, guilt shaming, or being in complain mode all the time. So when you understand how this works, how energy works, where that this is not something we do that because we think we own this body. We do that because we think that we can do whatever we want, but you can't. It's a team. It's working with you, with your awareness, with your consciousness. So if you want your consciousness to rise, you have to treat it with respect, and acceptance is the highest quality. Accept where you are, accept what you are, and then make progress for the future. It may sound, I mean, I may
That's
sounding a little intense. I'm bringing everything back to soul signs and everything.
definitely not. I mean, I wish I was in the audience taking notes right now, because what you just spoke about acceptance and not being mad at yourself and just intensifying the thought really did actually give become the key points till now for the session. It was not intense, it was really great. You just spoke about like trust, that I need to trust my choices. That means, okay, I'm gonna trust whatever I do. Like you give a very beautiful examples of going on run. We talk about, oh, going on run in the morning is actually good for everybody, which everyone generally likes to do. So now when I talk about trust, I think the first relationship in every human's life that takes a toll is their romantic relationship. And I think if I am someone who has insecurities that is directly projected onto my partner's, the relationship I have with my partner. So if you can tell us how I can deal with my insecurities, or if I need to look within myself that there's some healing I can do with myself, and then maybe me and my partner can come together and grow as a couple as well, that will be really great. So just, you know,
So you're asking me how can we look at our own insecurities and work in a relationship?
yes.
Okay. Um, I mean, talking about relationships, of course, insecurity comes from, again, going back to basics. Any insecurity, whether it's in a relationship or at work, at career, anywhere, it comes from a place of fear, fear of not being enough. The core belief system is that this fear comes as I am not enough, I am not valued, I am not important. Or so we need to look at what is a core belief. Any in anything, the any emotion that we feel, it comes from a belief system, which is very core, which is something very deep. So whenever we are feelings are emotions, feelings are like GPS, like they're telling you which direction you're going. So but the core destination address is your belief system. So what do you believe in that is creating this, that emotion or this feeling that you have? And especially whether it's anxiety, anxiety comes from thinking about future, what will happen, what will not happen. Anxiety comes from there. Depression comes from your past, when you think about your past. And insecurities from the place of fear, from a it's a core place of fear. So the insecurity of, say, let's take real lifetime examples. Can you give me one example that we face normally with a partner? How, what kind of insecurity you think we'll face?
Mm, generally, we go out in the world and we say like, okay, I am a graduate, I have this degree, so I'm worthy of having this job. I think that mentality also comes into this relationship, like, okay, I will do this thing for my partner and then I become worthy of their love.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Pooja is having some trouble. I'm gonna answer that question. Insecurities of any kind, again, I'll go back to the statement, comes from a place of fear. If you think whatever, based on whatever your title is or your education is, if you do that, then you deserve love, then again, the problem lies right there. In any relationship, especially in a romantic relationship or with your partner or your spouse, first thing is not taking each other for granted. Oh, you're my boyfriend, so you should do this. You're my husband, so you should do this. That taking for granted is where the suffering begins. Expectations is where the suffering begins. This is what Buddha has said. Every day we choose, even now today, when I'm married and I have two kids, every day I make a choice that I should not take my husband for granted, that he should do this. He has a choice. He can do it or he doesn't have to do it. Every day, just because I'm married, just because there is a document saying I'm married, doesn't mean that we take each other for granted. And for me, or we spoke this in many interviews, that It doesn't mean that just you're married, you're tied for lifetime. You always have a choice to go separate ways at any point. I'm not encouraging that to break up or anything. I'm saying that every second, every new day is a day to choose each other, to choose the to being with each other, to respect each other choices, and not taking for granted. And when you stay in that space of not taking each other for granted and trusting, and again, trust comes again, that you trust that if someone doesn't call you, it's okay, they'll call when they need to call, or when they will get back when it is. And when you get into the insecurities, oh my gosh, what happened, why did he call, maybe he got another girl or whatever, that is an insecurity coming from a place of fear. So it's your choice to choose fear, or it's your choice to choose love. There are only two conscious types of consciousness: fear consciousness, love consciousness. When you stay in love consciousness, you stay in the abundance consciousness. When you stay in fear, you stay in the lack consciousness. The lack is not enough. I didn't do enough. He didn't do enough. She didn't do enough. We have to do more. So you the so everything, then the complaining starts. And one of the things is, when you start complaining, you go into this lack consciousness much faster. And that's why we say, don't complain, don't blame, don't judge. Why do we say that? Because when you follow that route, you start going down very easily. It takes you down. The emotion or the thing that puts you into abundance is gratitude. Gratitude for, I share this example so many times, I'm going to share this again. I know this is all, um, we're talking about teenage or young. So Pooja is back. So I'm going to share an example. When I gave birth to my second daughter, to my second child, Ziva. So I had a C-section. Okay, I had a C-section. I was like on bed, and I was, as a new mother, I'm like taking care of the child, and I'm on the bed. I can't walk. Then my mother came to US to take care of, like any mother would come. She came there, and she stayed with me for 3 months. And at that time, I'm like, this is where I'll tell you where I went through guilt. I went through not doing enough. I went through anger, frustration, everything. I'll tell you the whole story. So I was on the bed, and no, I'm just taking care of the child, and so it is a two-level house. Okay, so I'm upstairs all the time, and down the all the work is happening. So my mother was in the kitchen taking care of the food, everything. She was doing everything. Then I was so mad at my husband, Mihir, that he was not doing enough. He was not doing, the work that I'm telling with. It's not clean there. You're making my mother work. Why should she do? Why are you not helping her? Like, I'm very attached to my mother, and I'm like, why are you making her work? Why can't you help her? Why can't you do this? Why should she do this? So I'm kind of in that complaint mode, like, you don't do enough. I have to do everything. And I was fighting with him every single day, that you are not doing enough, you're not enough. If you only care about yourself, you only do all that. So when you get into the complaining route, you go into that. So I was always complaining, and I was always blaming, and I was feeling miserable, like at the end of the day, like I should enjoy the maternity, and I'm like feeling miserable. And then, sometimes when you teach, you also forget to implement sometimes what you're teaching. And I'm like, okay, you know what, Pari, you talk about gratitude, you talk about love, but you're not implementing that in your life. So, all the teachers, we teach because we need to learn, it's not for others. All the teachers teach for us, for our own selves. So, then I said, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to shift this. This is I create my own reality. I can shift this scenario. So what I started doing is, okay, when he would do, even say, get a glass of water, I started saying, thank you so much. Thank you for bringing me this water. I'm so grateful. And that should come from really feeling, not just saying it. You have to really feel it in your heart and say thank you so much and really appreciate it. The moment we start appreciation, the moment we start be in gratitude, within, it didn't happen overnight, with time, a week or two, he started doing more. He started doing more than what he was doing, and everything was shifting. And that's when I saw the power of gratitude, like, working to the situation without you doing anything. We just shift the energy through our perspectives. Instead of me complaining every single day, you're not doing enough, you're not cleaning, you're not doing this, helping my mom, I started saying thank you, thank you, thank you, and it shifted. So so in any relationship, first thing is, do not take anybody for granted. Just because he was my husband, he didn't have to do anything. It is a choice. Everybody has a choice. And then being grateful, being in that gratitude mode, appreciation mode, brings the energy higher and moves into abundance. So these are the two things that I would give away for this.
That is really wonderful, Lata, because, like you mentioned, you started expressing your heartfelt gratitude towards your partner, which not only shifted their mood and the way and their energy level what they were carrying, it also shifted your mood and made you more open to receive the love that they were trying to give it. I think it helps both uh, and the relationship to go forward in a better way when there is gratitude and heartfelt conversations happening between two people.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, these are all small things, but being mindful about this is very important, because it's very easy to get carried away with emotions. But the key is in, how do you manage your emotions? How do you identify when your emotion is driving you towards lack? Because that is what guides you. So, an emotion that is, so there are only two kinds of emotions, draining or energizing. The moment you feel frustrated, impatient, intolerant, judgmental, or drama, whatever, this is signaling you that, okay, you're now entering into the zone, red zone, which is of lack, which is of fear. And you don't want to be in there. You want to be in the green zone, which is of love, which is of trust, which is of empowerment. And if you want to be in that zone, you have to choose emotions that bring you there, that carry that energy. The emotions that carry that energy are appreciation, gratitude, patience, tolerance, openness, acceptance, forgiveness. These are all those emotions. So now I become selfish, because I don't want to be in fear. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to be in draining situation. So I always, and that is where self love comes in. We need to do things what we love, what we makes us happy. And that is not being guilty. That is not, sorry, that is not being selfish. And people label it. When you do something for yourself, immediately you're called selfish. It's okay to be called selfish, because you, when you are at a higher state of consciousness, you are more available for others, for your friends, for your family, for your community, and you can do more than when you are at a lower state of consciousness. So choose your emotions. What do you want to feel? Think about that. What do I want to feel? Do I want to feel excited? I want to feel happy. I want to feel adventurous. What is the emotion you want to feel? Choose that, and choose the activity that brings that emotion out. Choose your friends that bring that, instead of being around with friends who always blame you and put you down. Choose people that empower you, that support you. So choose your groups. You have the power to choose your emotion. You have the power to choose your thoughts, because every emotion comes from a thought. So what are your thoughts? what so again, when you change a thought, you change your life. This is a book written by Dr. Wayne Dyer. Your thoughts are very, so what is your thinking? You can have a great thought that I'm going to start a business of this sort, but if you have a disastrous thinking that is saying, telling you, oh Pari, how can you start a business, you are a nobody, you don't have money, you don't have this, you don't have that, that disastrous thinking, then even the great thought of me starting a business and becoming a millionaire will die down from the roots because of my own thinking. So the thoughts can be great, but if you don't have the right thinking to base that thought, having great thoughts is not going to help you. And that is why we sit and keep saying, oh, I had that idea of buying that stock, but you never acted on that thought. So why are you even talking about it? The only people who act on great thoughts are people who have miraculous thinking. The thinking that supports that thought. So that is why we talk about having great thinking, having abundance mindset, having miraculous thinking. And so when you have a thought of that sort, you act upon it without fear, without being in and listening to negative stories. The other part we do is, the moment we have a great thought and when we share it, the friends would come and say, oh, you know what, I did that, but I failed in that, this happened to that person, that happened to that person. We start listening to the negative stories. When you start negative stories, again the thinking acts on, the fear comes in. So do not entertain stories that put you put that gives fear. There are two kinds of conversations. One is empowering, what is disempowering? What is empowering? Empowering is anything that makes you feel confident, anything that makes you feel independent. That is the empowering. What is disempowering? Disempowering is that keeps you in fear. Anything that puts you in fear, anything that gives you anxiety, insecurity, or your confidence goes down, or makes you dependent, is disempowering. Choose your conversation wisely. What kind of talks do you want to talk? Do you want to talk disempowering or empowering? Again, empowering leads to love based consciousness, disempowering leads to fear based. So you always have a choice to what you talk, what you do, what you think, what you believe in. When you have these choice, you don't have to believe in fear. You don't have to believe in like, oh, if I don't study this, I will fail. That is a belief. Or even if I fail, I won't get a job. That is a belief. You always have a choice to believe what you believe in or to create your own reality. Pooja, are you there? Are you back?
Yeah, Pooja is
Yes,
back,
I'm
Akka.
really.
But still,
Okay.
I thought like I can have some more questions since he is on unstable network. You very well
Okay.
put the things that we have to choose, but it's all good while we listen this to choose. Like we have also heard about law of choice from Patricia. That is one of the very unique things that I've heard. Law of choices, right? But in reality, how are we? Can you share some tips like how we can be conscious about what we choose? Is there any techniques that we can use, or like anything that you have implemented which helped you to be conscious about your choices?
I mean, as I said, choose what makes you feel confident, choose what makes you feel independent. See, it's all about the stories we tell. The stories. I can choose to be a victim right now, saying that, oh my gosh, I can frame a story that, oh my gosh, my father was never there with me. I was always he never came to see me perform on stage, or he never was near. There was always I never had a typical father. I can sit and cry about it. Or I can flip the story and say, I had a privilege to travel around the world. I had a privilege to meet so many people. I had a privilege to learn and travel and enjoy and do trekkings and do this at a very very early age. What story should I pick? What story will empower me? There are two stories. So it's the same, every coin has two sides. One is the lack, one is the abundance. What do I choose? Should I say this story or should I keep telling that story? Not only to others, to myself also. So we can play the lack story again and again and again, and it's just true also. It's not that I'm lying. I'm telling the truth that oh, my father was never there, and I can look at other people, other friends, and say, oh my gosh, you have such a great family. Your families travel together. My family was always four people in different states or in different countries, so we were never together. I can repeat that story. So, the stories that we tell, what is your story, is important to look at. What stories are we telling to others and to ourselves? There's a great book that I love, Your Inner Conversations Create Your Reality by Neville Goddard. Amazing book. Whatever story we choose, that is creating your reality. If I keep repeating the story of a victim, of a child that doesn't have a normal family, I will create that reality for me, attract more of that for me. If I play the story, oh my gosh, I can flip anything. I feel like I'm a very great salesman, Pooja. I can, saleswoman. I can sell anything by flipping the story. I can just say, I can even sell this coffee cup by saying, this is such an amazing coffee cup. This, like, you know what? This has such great pictures. The quality is great. The stories. You can make anything exciting, even eating a samosa exciting. I can make your mouth water right now by the stories that we tell. So the excitement in life doesn't come. It is we think that happiness comes from the things that we do, but it is the idea of doing things is what gives you happiness, not really doing it. It is the idea of going on a vacation gives you happiness than actually being on vacation. So we actually think of those ideas and that gives us happiness, and that is an addiction. So we are so addicted to having that idea and feeling happiness. Once the vacation is done, we are again on another idea of going to another beach or another place, because we are not finding happiness in today and we have happiness in the idea of doing that thing. So it is again a thing. So we have to give up that addiction of being getting that idea and being happy, thinking about that, and just be where we are. And for me, the stories, what story are you telling? What is your story today?
I mean, like, to be very practical, what I understand is, like, if we can make a writing of it, like exactly what you're feeling, like what story it's running in your head currently, and what story you
Mhm.
want to create for your life practically,
Mhm.
and go through that story every day till you manifest that in your reality. You give it to your subconscious mind what you want to create. So practically, do you think this there is a possibility when you start journaling it, because there's so much things running in your mind, and you always can't put that story directly into your mind. So how important can journaling or writing it down help us in that regard?
Absolutely. You gave an amazing tool. Yes, journaling is great. Writing down your thoughts. I know we do that in as a child, but we forget about it. Writing down what you think, what your story is, can show you the places where you are, going into the fear consciousness, blaming, or anywhere where you blame, complain, oh, it's not happening this way, it's not happening, I can't do this, I don't have friends. One of the calls, one person from Texas, one student, he said, I just came from India to here, and I don't have any friends who can talk to me about meditation. I'm feeling very depressed that I don't have the like minded community. That is a story. Okay. It may be real to you, but that is a story. So, how do we shift that story? Start saying, I am surrounded by people who are So amazing to talk to. I am loving the community here. So when you start shifting into gratitude, even though your reality doesn't show you that evidence, even though you don't see that in your life, when you shift your story and start repeating that story, believing in it, your reality will shift. That is what manifesting is all about. I mean, everywhere it is talk, this is as simple as this. There's nothing, no rocket science here. So yeah, so start writing it down, what your story is. Take a journal, write down your story, write down what you want. And again, this brings clarity. Clarity is power. The more clear you are about where you are and where you want to go, the more clearer you can write that story. And this clarity is where, even when you get to 40s, as I am right now, people don't get clarity in their life. That is why midlife crisis comes in, because they're not clear about what they think. Oh, if I am the project manager of this company, I will be happy. And they'll work all their 30s to be there, and in 40s they are there and they're still not happy. I'm like, what is going on? And that's why they get back to meditation or midlife crisis, where everything starts. Because they think, again, the idea, they're sold on to the idea that they will be happy if they are the boss and 100 people working under them. But yet the happiness doesn't lie there. So that is why, it's so great that we are doing this Paima sessions, because this is where, I mean, this I am so grateful for all the Paima organizers, volunteers, and all the participants who are joining these sessions. Because if you invest, this is an investment in yourself. As you invest in reading or anything, attending these sessions is an investment in yourself. So you empower yourself to walk in the path of success without having to make the same mistakes, or have the repeat the same stories as millions and millions of people before you have done. So it's a great privilege to be here. Not everybody can be here as well. I feel it's a great privilege, that we all have, that this platform is built. And this platform, we must take care of it. It is now what Pooja has asked, the duty. I would say it is every youth's duty to take care of this platform and continue to run it, and give whatever we can give to this platform, because this is where empowerment is. And when we can make this platform stronger, stronger and stronger, this is what we are giving back to our future generations. What Pooja said, what can we do to our younger children, younger brothers, sisters? The thing that we can do is build this platform, make it more available to each and every one, make it more accessible, make it more reachable. That is what we want to, that is our duty, I would say. Now what Pooja has, what is your duty? This is our duty. The duty is to take care of it. The duty is to make it reachable, because probably nobody knows even how that there is a platform like this exists and I can go and learn everything. There are so many kids, they don't know it. And why they don't know it? Because we are not making it more reachable, accessible. Why? Maybe because we don't have funds, maybe we are not promoting enough, maybe we are not talking about it enough. So duty of every youth who are here today on this platform, even if you had got 10% or 5% value of today's session, it is your duty to share this to 10 people, 20 people. Talk about it, print flyers, tell your younger generations or your friends, hey, you don't need to struggle in life. You have the birthright to be happy. You have the birthright to be joyful. All you have to do is join these classes. And I would say that's my duty too. So I'm going to do that. I hope everybody does that too.
Like I had one last question. Like
Yeah.
you said about a lot of ideas that's running in our mind, and these days we are so hooked to social media, and you open Instagram and you get n number of ideas, do this, do that. You will have a wonderful career. And AI is something which is revolutionizing the entire IT industry. So many of us are like like in the transition mode, and you get so much of ideas. And in this era of ideas and so much transformation in everything across us, how much of relevance meditation helps us to get us back to self-centeredness and get clarity, how meditation helps us to really know like what you really want. So how do you deal with all the things around you? So what do you say on that?
Meditation is the key in identifying what matters and what doesn't matter. Meditation is the key in identifying what is real and what is a lie, what is the truth and what is a lie. It is your inner compass that tells you constantly, okay, don't go there, go here, don't watch this. Because even in social media, there are a lot of empowering videos and things that are coming up. It's not all bad, there's good stuff too. So, but how do you know which one to watch and which not to watch? That is your meditation. So even so, when you are meditating, you're at a higher state of level, a higher energy. See, everything in life you attract based on your frequency, based on your energy. If you have 10 rupees in your hand, you're only going to get thoughts that, oh, I will buy a chocolate or I will buy this. That comes within ten rupees. If you have 100 rupees, you will think about a bit more, maybe going to McDonald's. I don't know if even if you can buy anything in McDonald's right now for 100 rupees, but that's what it is. If you have 1,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees, based on how much money you have those kind of thoughts. So if you have higher energy, you get higher frequency thoughts. Thoughts are everywhere, they're running everywhere in around you. But based on your inner receiver and transmitter, you catch on to that frequency thought. The ideas are floating around. So what is your frequency that you are tuning into, that you can catch that thought? Based on that, so when you are at a higher energy level, even though while you are scrolling or whatever, scrolling is not bad, you can scroll, I'm not saying it's bad, because if I say bad, then that's a shocker. But you will stop where it the meaningful information is. You will scroll through that is not relevant for you. So you also master you get anything. Addiction is wrong. If you're addicted to phone scrolling, then you got to stop doing that. Anything addiction, whether it is sugar addiction, alcohol or phone or whatever, you need to start doing vratam. You have to start doing that. You have to take a detox, social media detox or whatever. So meditation is absolutely key, because the world is like this, guys. Truth lies. It's woven into a fabric. If you do not meditate, if you do not activate your third eye, you're not going to identify this is truth, this is lies. Only when you meditate, you will absolutely see, oh, this is a lie, this is a truth, I need to do this, not this. So you're able to distinguish and go right where you're supposed to go. So, absolutely, meditation is the key.
Yeah. Thank you, Akash. So that was really wonderful of you sharing all the tips. And you know that we are having this wonderful Awakening Youth Fest happening in August 15, 16, 17 in Bangalore Pyramid Valley. So we are all super excited for it, with more than 1,000 youngsters who will be taking part in this wonderful event. So what would you say about the event to the youngsters who are watching this, and how important and how amazing that would be based on the experience that you had in August last 2023 that we had this event?
I mean, Awakening Youth happening on August 15th, 16th, and 17th. A 3 day event. I am so excited that this is happening. This is a great opportunity for all the youth to connect to a community that is focused on creating a world of freedom, creating a world of oneness. And this is a dream for every youth, is how to be free, how to have that freedom. So, and this is a world of inclusivity. This is a community of inclusivity, diversity, of different backgrounds, different communities come together as friends, come together to learn from each other. So I am so excited for this event, of where the youth from all over, and I know I believe that there is a limit, right? You do have a limit in terms of accommodation and everything.
Yeah. So
So
yeah, go
yeah,
on. So we have
go ahead.
around 600 participants whom we can accommodate there. At the same time, we have day visitors who are welcome. So we are expecting around 1,000 youngsters in this event, and this is one of the first mega event organized by Paima, so that we get more youngsters to really guide them, or like not guide them. I mean, everything is out there. It's just that they come there and they know the tools that so many youngsters have used in their day-to-day life and transform their lives in whatever ways possible. So we are just there to show what we have done through meditation and other tools, which is always being shared by Patricia and PSSM masters. So we are just there to present it. It's for them to come, take it, enjoy the 3 days experience, yeah, get a little transformed and utilize it in their day-to-day life.
Absolutely. It is absolutely amazing to be around with so many youngsters, and talk about meditation, talk about relationships, talk about, you know, what truly matters. I'm excited about this. I would love to be there. I mean, I feel like I am missing out right now. Pooja, I'm in my own FOMO right now, that I'm missing out this amazing opportunity to be around with everyone, with all of you. But I would love to. I hope there is a live. Is there a live? Are
Yeah.
we gonna see live?
Yes.
Where do we see live? Where do we go?
We have a YouTube channel called PMC Paima, so it will be live on that channel.
So, guys, go ahead and subscribe to that channel, Paima, PMC Paima, where you can get the live updates. Like me, who cannot join, if I had any opportunity, I would absolutely join. And also, if you can just be there in those 3 days, forget about everything, forget about your work, everything, and just be there. That's a great opportunity to do and do not miss it, because events like this, don't think about money. Well, I don't know, I'm sure that you need accommodation, you need to pay something. um don't think about money, because the experience, think about the experience you're going to get by being surrounded by so many people with the same mission, with seeking, with making real connections, real friendships. In today's age, I think that's what everybody is looking for, is to make real connections, real meaningful relationships. And that's what you're going to get, that's the experience you're going to get. And I wish I had this opportunity when I was in my engineering, or when I was back then. But I didn't. And you guys are all privileged to, and I feel like it's a privilege to be there. It is a privilege to be a part of this community. And this is like a history in making. There is so much that is coming. There's so many things you might see, you might meet, you might experience, that you wouldn't. And again, I wouldn't say that, I don't want to put you in a lack, that if you don't attend this, it is done. But I'm also going to say, if you don't attend this, you're going to miss something. So we live in a world of paradox, in a duality. There is light and dark. But yes, it is true. If you have an opportunity to go in person, please do. And or you can connect live through Paima, PMC.
Definitely, Akka. You summed it up very beautifully for us because as we talk about finding a space where it is non-judgmental and you see that, okay, this is like-minded coming together and we have the same interest and we are here to support each other in this journey rather than feeling like, oh my God, this person next to me is my competition. I think that is really important to have that in today's generation, and that is what exactly we as Paima are heading towards, to know that We are building up a community where we welcome everyone with an open mind and open arms, and we are creating this not in terms of, okay, you have to do this or you have to do that. It's just you and me holding hands and walking towards the whole life journey. So
Mhm.
really wonderful, and I love the session. I have so many great points that I took away from the session, but I think it's time for meditation now, and then we'll end the session on key points. So
Mhm.
it will be great, Akka, if you can just guide us and how to meditate for the rest.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, so you're gonna play the music, correct? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let's get comfortable. Please silence your phones. And if you're wearing glasses, please remove your glasses. We're going to begin Anapanasati meditation. Ana means in breath, Apana means out breath, Sati means to be one with. To be one with your easy, natural, tranquil breath is meditation. Please cross your legs, clasp your hands, close your eyes, take a deep breath, just integrating all that we have talked about, and release. Release any energy that is not yours. Release any energy, any thoughts. Just releasing all that to do list, the emails, the phone calls, what to do tomorrow. Just bring your awareness back to your breath, observing your easy, natural, tranquil breath. Just inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Easy, natural breath. Letting go of all the identities of who you think you are, letting go of the body consciousness of that I'm a male, female. You're not a student, not a brother, not a son, not a daughter, not a sister, not a friend at this time. You are a nobody. Just observe your easy, natural, tranquil breath. Just being with your easy, natural, tranquil breath, my friends. Whatever has happened. Whatever will happen depends on your present right now. With air going in and out. With every breath, relax. With every breath, you're going back to your home. Just easy, natural, tranquil breath. Last 10 minutes being with your breath. Easy, natural, tranquil breath. Last 4 minutes, being with your breath. Last 1 minute, being with your easy, natural, tranquil breath. For every problem, there's only one solution, that is meditation. You can achieve whatever you want in your life with meditation. Just observing your easy, natural, tranquil breath every single day. As you eat, as you sleep, you meditate. Last 20 seconds. With your next breath, I invite you to come back to this present moment. Bring your hands together, place them on your eyes for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly remove your hands and open your eyes. Welcome back, friends. Thank you so much for this meditation.
Thank you, Akka, for this amazing session. And we had one last question from one of our participants. So this question is like, I mean, if everything is already designed, planned, then what's the role of free will and how can we create what we really want?
This question probably needs a whole another workshop, but in simple words, yes, everything is designed by you, and the design can be changed by you with your present choices. So, based on what you choose now, there are different timelines that get created, different tangents that get created with every second of your now moment. So, in the now moment, what you choose, the design is formed based on that. The trajectory is formed based on that. So, your choices define your trajectories of your design. So, there are infinite designs, the infinite designs you can choose. So, what do you choose depends on what choices you make in the now moment. And that's why the now, the present is extremely important. What you believe now, what you choose to think now is what defines your design. So that's a simple answer. But of course, we can talk a lot about the law of karma, the law of choices, free will. There's so much to learn. And this is a never ending subject that we can just keep on learning more and more. So thank you, Vishwa. Thank you, Pooja, for this amazing conversations. I really enjoyed it and look forward to coming back again soon.
Same here, Akka. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for your time. Always fun to have a conversation with you and on any topic. So thank you so much for giving your time and always encouraging, motivating, and inspiring us.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. If you have more questions, let me know. I would love to, send me just on Insta or wherever, or send to Vishwa. It will come to me, and let's connect. And I again, Awakening Youth, August 15th, 16th, and 17th, happening at Pyramid Valley International. An amazing opportunity for all the youth to connect, co-create something beautiful, something amazing, that whatever vision that you have hold, getting some clarity, maybe getting a direction, maybe getting the support that you need, whatever, wherever you are in your journey, this is a great opportunity. And get and become a volunteer, I would say. When you, yes, being a participant is great, for sure, but when you volunteer, take up our work, it creates a more the level of your energy rises, the level of your clarity, the satisfaction you get is amazing. So I highly suggest and recommend, if you're looking to have a reset in your life, looking to uplift your life, become a volunteer, get into the working, get to the work, and you will see your whole life transform. And of course, there are so many opportunities to become a volunteer, whether you're good at people skills or technical skills or management skills, wherever you are, or you want to become, create some leadership skills, there are opportunities for that as well. So becoming a volunteer is the greatest opportunity you have to build your network, first thing, to create friendships, to create your skills levels that will help you in your career. Right, Vishwa? Did I cover it? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic, Akka. That's how it is going to be.
Wonderful. So thank you so much. I lovely meeting you guys, and I'll see you again.
Yes, Akka, thank you. So before I conclude, I just need another minute of you. Yes, initially this topic was supposed to be about abundance mindset. Although we did not get to talk about it, I truly believe that we spoke everything related to the back science about it, like the way you a person can have clarity and why so many people have midlife crisis. And the most simplistic and beautiful thing of today's thing was to understand the way you can recall your past experiences. And like you mentioned, like one coin has two faces, so you can talk about all the things you missed out or all the things that you actually got to enjoy. We even spoke about gratitude, the way it's gonna help us to have a good relationship with others and mainly with our own self, and the way it's gonna rise our vibrations overall. and perspective and mindset as well, which I think everything what we spoke about basically was interconnected and actually talks about abundance mindset, which was
Mhm.
today's topic. So before the session ends, if you have any final piece of advice to everyone out there, so what would that be? Last question from my end.
What I would say is just have fun. Just let go of what can be done, what cannot be done, and just enjoy. Just be yourself, enjoy life, and be useful for yourself and for others. Get into the get. I would, just get into the doing part. I mean, I'll repeat the statement, what Patriji has said. There's no hurry, guys. There's no hurry that you need to get things done. There is no worry if things doesn't happen or will happen. But do not waste time. Every second is precious. um, every second, use it either for enjoyment or enlightenment. Nothing. Have some standards in life. Value your time. Set standards, set boundaries for yourself. If they you choose, if there is there enjoyment there, okay. If there is no enjoyment, stop. Don't watch that. Is there enlightenment there? If there is no enlightenment, don't do. So choose one of the others should be there. So if it is not there, don't just kill time. Don't just get through things. Find something that makes you feel alive. Find something that makes you feel, that makes your soul dance and feel alive. And you can always, again, to this whole class was that you have a choice to choose your thoughts, to choose your things, what you want to do. So that's all I want to say is have fun and don't waste time.
Absolutely. Banger note. I think since in India it's the end of the Sunday today, from Monday, we can actually have this in our mind and begin the next whole upcoming days with it. So we are really, really grateful for you for coming on this platform and sharing your experiences and your wisdom with us. Thank you for everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye. So, to all the viewers watching us right now, and to all the viewers who will come across this video whenever you need this video in your timeline, just know that you're just one step away from becoming the better version of yourself and becoming the best of yourself. And that is making the conscious choice, which was today's session. And with that, this session comes to an end. I really appreciate you all for joining us. And I hope that you had lots and lots of fun, entertainment, and enlightenment in today's session. Thank you for joining us. With that, it's signing off from my end and the entire backend team as well. Keep meditating and keep smiling.